Okay, then here we go and let's begin. So, thank you everybody for joining today. And today, the topic, a very interesting one. It's about making promises and breaking promises. And just yesterday, not just yesterday, but for the last 1 week, I've actually been sitting in a lot of, thinking and seeing activity outside. And it's all giving me a lot of anxiety, a lot of angst as to why this is happening, what is happening. But yesterday, when we were talking about the topic on Saturdays, I normally put a topic out for a webinar, and the topic had already come to me on Monday, Tuesday itself. And the topic was making and breaking promises. Normally, when the topic comes, if it comes that early, by the time Friday or Saturday arrives, I have forgotten the topic. But the very week that had gone by was all about breaking promises. And I will get into the story for a minute, because it is through stories that manifest outside that we get to see what we are holding within. It's no different for me, just as it is for you. There are manifestations of our energies. Mostly when we are unaware, we look at the story outside and we try to correct the outside. When we are aware, we simply sit and become more and more the observer. What happens from becoming the observer? What will happen just if I keep sitting and just watching the story play out? Should I not be running and doing something about it? If I don't do something about it, who will do something about it? That outside needs to change. It needs my intervention. And when we come from all of these places, that something outside needs our intervention, we are responsible, we have to do something, or it will get from bad to worse. All of these are simply pointing to us, our own doership. Our own doership. I have to do, otherwise, who else will do? I am responsible, nobody else is responsible. Is doership bad? No, there is nothing that is bad. There is simply an experience. There is an experience of that place, that frequency from where you are sitting, or the vibration that you are resonating at. So if you are looking at doership, I'm the only one who can do something about it. I need to do something about it. This event, that place, that person needs my intervention. All of these come from a place of lack. That is not enough. That person is not enough. This event is not enough. More needs to happen. There is lack, and along with that, there is fear of something that will manifest which you don't want. So, as you sit in these lack, fear, worry, anxiety, again and again, are lack, worry, anxiety wrong? Is it wrong to have those experiences? No, it's not wrong, but it's an experience. And as you go through the experience of worry and anxiety, you wish to change it. You wish to change it. And so you think that the outside is going to be the place where something will change. I talk about the same 5 lines no matter what topic I take. For some reason, these are the answers that keep coming again and again, no matter what the topic is. But as we dive into today's topic, which is all about your spoken word, the word you gave to somebody, and now you're no longer able to keep that word, or you're at the receiving end. What if somebody gave their word to you and now they no longer keep that word? Happens to us all the time, right? So many of us go through relationships where we promise to be with each other eternally and forever. And then what happens? That promise is broken. What does that promise give to us? That promise gives to us a lot of fear, gives to us a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, anger, resentment, all of these frequencies that we play in. When I look at it from the other way around, well, all of these outside events, even a marriage, an outside event, occurred so that it could give me all of these emotions experience. I was meant to experience all of these emotions because that's what I'm holding in my energies field. And so, now we explore this part as well. When somebody breaks a promise to you, or you break a promise to somebody, what energies do you sit in? So, as we said, if we are on the receiving end, then we experience all of these sadness, anger, resentment, blah, blah, blah. These are a part of our energy field. Okay. Can everybody hear this huge noise? If you can, I'll have to go around and get it stopped. But can somebody
It's
can
not
somebody tell?
it's not bothering us. No, it's
Can
fine.
some? It's fine. It's okay. You can't hear the noise. Perfect. Then. Okay. Because I just wanted to make sure that there is this huge construction noise happening outside, which if it's disturbing, then I'll try and get it stopped. Okay. So when we are on the giving end, what if we are the one that is unable to hold on to that promise that we gave to somebody? It might have been promise for for some money. It might have been a returning of some money. It might have been a promise of, being with them forever and stuff like that. And now you are no longer able to keep it. What is the emotion that you go through? When you break a promise to somebody, the most likely emotion is of shame and of some guilt, of probably some sadness that you can't keep the promise, and so on and so forth. But I would think that guilt and shame would be the large part of it. As you sit in these guilt and shame, that I had to keep my word and I couldn't, you are the doer because you had to keep that word and now you can't. You, in that limited self, in that body, the one who made that conscious promise. Who are you to make that promise in that moment? The whole work is actually happening from your energy. So today, as you sit in and look back at some of the promises that you faced, whether you were on this side or on that side, what is it that you need to do today? You need to look at all the emotions that you created with respect to the word promise. The promises kept, unkept, promises broken, promises that you delivered, and you had to go through a lot of responsibility, a lot of hard work, effort just to stick to your promise. So all of these scenarios, no matter which you have gone through, I would suggest take a look at them today. Because when you sat in those energies on that day, those energies got stored in your energy field. You carry those energies from now until always because energy is eternal. And yet, the good part is energies can be transformed any minute. So, I suggest that you do the transformation today. If you sat in guilt when you broke a promise, it's okay. It's the guilt that created that broken promise. It's not the other way around. When you understand energy, you know you couldn't have kept your promise because the energy that you made the promise in, that frequency will play out. If you made the frequency in some guilt, some shame, some resentment, some anger, some sadness, those frequencies of yours will play out. They will create scenarios outside that will lead to more of the same, more of the same. And so today, go back to those instances and release those frequencies. I offer an alternate frequency, which is that of masti, equanimity. If this, so what? If not, so what? And what do we do with the word promise? If I can keep a promise, so what? If I can't keep a promise, so what? Oh, one of those so whats is going to create a frenzy of emotions inside you. If that person who promised something to me, If they keep the promise, so what? If they don't keep the promise, so what? Again, the whole point is to look within. In the morning webinar, I was talking about the scenario that has come around in the last 2 years. I come every Saturday at a certain time. I have expectations that you will come and listen to me. And you have expectations that I will come and give some gyan. And as we both come together, there is this unspoken promise that has been formed. I didn't promise that I will come every Saturday, but yet you came and now you have expectations. As you have expectations, again and again and again, the link between expectations, attachments leads to hurt. And that's the only link. And so when I break this promise, as is what I was saying in the morning webinar, that I'm done. I'm going to break this unspoken promise and I'm not going to come next Saturday onwards. I'm done with this webinar and I'm not going to come next Saturday. Now, as I speak these words, take a look within as to what all emotions you are experiencing. This, the unspoken promise, is being broken. I'm the one who's breaking it, and you, the receiver, are sitting that side. And now, all of those emotions, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling the fear of missing out on something? Are you feeling that you will be lost without the same usual 5 words being spoken again and again? I know that you won't be, but if you are sitting in fear, you're going to feel that. If you are sitting in sadness, you're going to feel more of that. If you're sitting in, I'm going to miss out on something, if you're sitting in that lack, that's being pointed out to you. Remember, the work is always within. Will I hold on to this promise or will I break it? Who knows? We will find out next Saturday. However, if you just look at me and say, okay, she must be just kidding, and you don't work on yourself. There are many people who wrote to me saying that they are feeling the sadness, they're feeling FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I understand that totally. I was feeling the sadness too, even though I know that nothing is forever. Maybe this is the end of these webinars. Maybe my promise has come to be broken. Or maybe this promise that I won't come next time, maybe that will be broken too. Who knows what will happen? But the work is within. As you explore each of those what if she comes next time? What if she doesn't? Right now, if you are sitting unaware, you'll be able to see that what if she comes next time will give you a lot of satisfaction and joy, but you haven't worked with it. What if she doesn't come from next time onwards? Oh, well, I'm going to feel very sad. I wouldn't know what to do with my Saturdays. So then the work within is to actually explore all of that sadness. The sadness is not being created by this event, but the sadness exists and you are tuning into it as this event will play out the next time. So here it is another opportunity for you to look within. Everything, whether it is concerned with you, not concerned with you, it doesn't matter to you or it matters the world to you. Everything can be an opportunity for us to look within and to work within. And so that is why when I make these statements about promises being broken, every statement out of my mouth, if I take responsibility for it, if I become the doer for it, then the entire responsibility sits on my shoulder. The responsibility will make me feel guilt, make me feel shame. Am I the one who can actually keep the promise or break the promise? That is an event that will happen irrespective, either way, wherever the energy sits. Through that outside event happening, what are you and I going to take away from it? We have no control over the words that we speak because we have not looked at the energy where we are speaking them from. Till the time we are unawares, we can make as many promises as we want. We can break as many promises as we want. We have no control over our words. Everything is given. The entire meaning to every event arises from the energy that we hold. The words that we speak are pretty useless. That'll probably give you a clue. The words that I just spoke were, I'm not going to come for the Saturday webinars anymore. The energy behind it probably being given away by the smile that I have on my face. And so you will probably know the energy that is making me speak these words of breaking my promise. QED. The whole point is when we get stuck on somebody's promises or even our own promise, and now that we are aware, what do we need to do? We need to simply look at the energy at the time that the promise was created. Let's clear that energy of doership. Doership gives experiences, and then surrender, the opposite of doership, also gives experiences. These are experiences of separation. When we sit in doership, when we sit in duality, there will always be one person. I made a promise to you. I am different and you are separate from me. So this separation will create all of those, those emotions in me, whether it's guilt, whether it's heaviness of responsibility, all of those emotions coming from the mind. Those will create a separate set of experiences for me. Again and again, let me remind you, are those experiences bad? When we are sitting in unawareness, yes, we do feel that they are bad. They're the worst thing that that can happen to us. I have to sacrifice so much. I have to do so much. I don't receive in return. Nobody cares for me. Nobody loves me, etc., etc. Our finger is right now outside. And so all the answers, we are looking at doing things outside and then receiving something from there. But what will we keep receiving? We will only keep receiving that energy which we hold. We are unaware. And so the energy that we put out simply comes back to us. And we think it's the outside event that's creating that sadness or that anger. When we become aware, our finger constantly comes back in. Okay, it's my anger that's created that event, not that the event has created my anger. That broken promise from that person has not created the anger in me. As a matter of fact, the anger in me has created that event. That actor has to break any promise because he is being told by my energy to vibrate at the energy that I am at, which is anger. But now, if I'm aware, I am able to look at the energy of anger, at the energy of rejection, at the energy of lack, and I'm able to release it. As I release, I come into this place of peace, the place of knowing that outside exists nothing, there is only me. I come to oneness with myself. I know that I am the creator, I'm the destroyer, and everything in between. As I sit in that information more and more, the finger stops moving outside and comes back within. These words, they stop holding any meaning. You can make any promise, but you won't be holding yourself responsible because in that place of oneness, outside, nobody exists. In that place of oneness, you know that these are simply words. You might be playing a role for that other person. As you play for the role for the other person, breaking your promise, making your promise, what energy are you going to hold on to? Your work is only within, at you. If you are feeling bad about breaking a promise outside, then the work is on you. The scenario that was playing out in the last 2 weeks that made me the doer, and how beautifully, I constantly talk about in a second, in a moment, I can be the aware self. And in the next moment, I can be the unaware self. And we keep switching, even if we think that we are aware. That moment might simply just dissolve the one that held our awareness. And the next moment might be that of unawareness. So the story that was playing out in my life for the last 2 days, there's a big party that's coming up on the 12th of March. There's an occasion. The occasion could be any, but this occasion happens to be my 54th birthday. And so I didn't really think that we were going to celebrate this year. I was going to wait for a longer year to happen, for a bigger number, for a longer celebration at 55, at 50, something or the other. I was going to wait for that. And Mani said, no, celebrate today, celebrate now. I put out nothing. There was actually no plan. Somebody said to me, let's have your birthday in Goa. And about 20 people suddenly agreed. I said, okay, if we are going to have a party for 20, then let's look at a place. As we went around looking for the place, we found 2 or 3 different places. We couldn't come to a decision. And so I sat in guidance and I asked Mani what to do. Mani pointed out a place to me, and that place is where we went and fixed everything. All the plans were, made for that place. The announcement was made. There was a group formed. Now, suddenly, from 20, that number of people attending that party has gone up to 80. As the number rose, I'm laughing at what's happening, and I'm just, okay, fine, let's go out and make some more arrangements, whatever it is. But the more arrangements we want to make with the hotel, and the more we think that, it'll serve us better, the more the expectations of that are being crashed. They're being crashed. That place is not turning out to be helpful at all. And yesterday, it so happened that, as I was talking to somebody, I said, maybe the event will change, maybe the venue will change. As I looked at the venue changing, and suddenly, somebody who's attending, who's creating the entire event for me, Mitali, she said, oh my God, the same words came out of my mouth today afternoon. You don't know about it, but the same words came out. As I looked at those words, the venue will be changing, I didn't feel masti. I didn't feel like equanimity. And why wouldn't I feel like equanimity? People have already got their tickets booked. I'm now going to change the location, maybe change the place. I've already told them that this is going to be, all of these events are going to happen over there. These are the activities we will do. And now I'm changing the plan. And I felt very angry. I also felt very resentful, angry, and rejected, because I said, but I asked Mani. I asked in guidance, and Mani pointed me to this place. Then why is it that he's now telling us to change this place when the plans have already been made? My own answers, which I understand at many different times, my own answers are, Mani's job is not to take care of the plans outside, but Mani's job is to constantly keep pecking me at whatever work remains within me still. On any particular day, I might be coming back to the same emotion, or I might be coming back to that emotion after 6 months, but it doesn't matter. That's exactly what the journey is. Our journey is not that we will finish off with an emotion and we'll be done with it. It'll never come back again. No. Each time any emotion comes back, why don't we question? We always question, why is this sadness come back to us again? Oh God, I don't want to feel angry. This anger of mine is really bad. Why don't we question on the opposite end? Why has this happiness come back to me? Oh God, this happiness has been with me for 6 months. I really don't want this happiness anymore. Why doesn't it go away? Why don't we do that? Because in the body, we have judgments for each of these frequencies. Both of them are frequencies. Sadness is a frequency, and so is happiness. Anger is frequency, and so is love. Everything is simply a frequency. But the minute we are, dealing with the frequencies of the mind, anger, sadness, blah, blah, blah. We want to leave them aside. And we want all of these frequencies of the heart, joy, love, surrender, blah, blah. And so as I look at this particular, round of events, and again, money always tells me that we will keep touching those frequencies. But each time you touch that frequency, you will unearth something new. It'll be a deeper layer. And so every frequency has a purpose. The purpose is to take you through chaos, to bring you back to order when you receive the answer. But the questions begin to arise, and the questions stay when we are in the frequency of questions. The frequency of questions here. This is all where duality is experienced from. This is all where oneness is experienced from. So when we sit in these frequencies of duality, we will have questions. When we sit in the frequencies of oneness, we will have answers. And in the middle of all of this, we get attached even to oneness. We don't want to experience duality at all. Anything that we reject will persist. The very first step of the positivity process, and I teach the positivity process to each one, because that is the first step. When you come to me and you're feeling this big load of all of these emotions that are from duality, then for a moment you want to come to the heart, experience these more. And so I give you the solution. I say, walk away, create a bit of separation from those frequencies, and then come into oneness with the Meenal frequency. So I have these two steps that I give to everybody. One is you do the candle process, which means you release your sadness. You release your sadness into the candle, you release your anger, you release your frustration, rejection, doubt, etc., into the candle. And then simply take on Meenal frequencies, because I sit in the frequency of abundance and you can tune into this frequency. It's just science that you are the transmitter and receiver. As you become ready to receive, all that it takes is very little conscious effort. Your energy is already willing and able to tune into these frequencies of Meenal. And so you begin the process. But isn't it so beautiful that even to come to oneness, with yourself, and to come to oneness with the Meenal frequency, to be able to take in and to take this frequency and make it yours, the one thing that you need to do is to play in separation. You have to play in separation for just a little bit to be able to separate yourself from those sadness frequencies. The first step, even in the separation, I always call out for acceptance. Unless you accept that it's just a frequency. No, this is sadness. I don't want sadness. I don't want to be angry. I don't ever want to be this and that again. When you come from fear of sadness, when you come from fear of your own anger, you are rejecting your own frequencies. And so whatever you reject will persist. That's the way the frequencies work. Whatever frequency you are vibrating at, the universe is catching that frequency. Your rejection of a frequency actually holds fear in it. And so what frequency are you vibrating at? You are vibrating at fear frequency. What will you receive from outside? More of the same, more of the same. And so the first step being accepted. What to accept? Accept simply this part, that you are simply a frequency. And in this moment, you are playing in this frequency of sadness. You are energy. You can play in so many different frequencies. And you've chosen sadness to play in. And now I accept that, okay, this sadness too is just a frequency. And now I can release it. And so to come into oneness with yourself, you deployed a little bit of separation. You had to separate the frequencies of sadness. Let us say that's the one that you're playing it. And you wanted to come into the frequency of Meenal. And with that, you were able to change your frequency. And that is something that all of you, anybody who follows me, anybody who does this process, the positivity process, or many such other tools that are available to us. Everybody who experiences these kind of separations from their frequencies is able to shift into something which is more lighter, another frequency that comes from the heart. Is the frequency of, those frequencies that are creating the separation, are they bad? No, we actually just used those frequencies of separation to our advantage. We actually were able to separate some frequency and take on something else. So nothing is really bad. We just have a judgment that this is not good and this is good. I don't like feeling sad and I like feeling happy. And so we have this step number one. If you like feeling happy and you're tired of feeling sad, then simply create a separation between you and your sadness, and you will be able to see very quickly this is just a frequency, Meenal frequency, also just a frequency, and you can shift just like this. The good part about shifting just like this is also that you can shift back from there to there again in a few moments itself. So, what keeps you in a frequency grounded? Once you've made an aware choice that I wish to be in the frequencies of Masti, what will you keep doing more and more? You will keep becoming more aware each time you tune into the frequency that you are wishing to keep away for some time. The more you become aware, oh, I've tuned back into the anger again. Oh, I seem to have tuned back into rejection again. Okay, let's catch it. It's simply a frequency. I can change it. And therein lies our power. Our power is to be able to experience the frequencies of our choice as opposed to constantly being tuned into something that's playing, and we keep playing in it more and more, receiving more of the same. As we become more aware, as we climb up a few steps of awareness, there comes a time when you are told, or rather, when you are shown the path, you experience that everything that you hold manifests just like that. Every energy frequency that you hold is manifesting rather quickly. From that place of manifestations, again, it's not what you wished for that is manifesting. If you're wishing for something to manifest, the energy underneath it is lack. We discussed it in the last webinar or some such thing, maybe 2 weeks ago. But the energy is of lack. And so that lack will manifest more and more. Whatever you're wishing for, it might even manifest right in front of you. But the energy that you collected all along, the energy of lack, will keep manifesting. And you come to this place when you're able to watch these manifestations happen rather quickly. As you sit in these energies of instant manifestation, you might develop a fear of what's happening and how you have to be so careful about what you think. The one thing that you would do when you were at step one would be to look at the fear, to release the fear, to release that fear, to create a little bit of separation from that fear so that you can enjoy your manifestation of something else. So that separation frequencies we are actually using to create for us our own experiences. This is called aware separation. We were running separation all of this while. And in unawareness, we were creating more of the same frequencies. We were creating anger from anger, fear from fear. And that's how the vibration was. But now when we have fear, we're able to become aware of it. And in that moment itself, the fear shifts. But as we look again and again towards fear, this is aware fear. And here comes the next step. The next step, the miracles 2.0. It's just so much fun that everybody always used to talk about, okay, you teach all of this, but it's the same thing over and over again. And I say, yeah, it's been working for me. And that's all that I have. I'm taking everything back to nursery level. And so for me, nursery level works absolutely fine. And here we are now at a pre-nursery level. You might call it 2.0, you might call it 1.5, whatever the previous version was. We are going a little bit deeper into that. And this version says, as you observe any frequency, become aware that every frequency is you only. Every frequency is divine. And so you're getting closer and closer to your own divinity in every form. In every form, whether it is anger or is it sadness, each of these frequencies are a part of you. Because when you are the creator, the manifester, the destroyer, which frequency are you not? And so when you sit in this place, you're able to see your own divinity through everything that's playing out. Your focus simply being on yourself, on everything that you are feeling, your focus being on looking within. As you look within, sometimes more emotions will get created. As they got created, now I come back. I have these stories all the time, right? So we need to move forward in the story too. So I was talking about how we asked for everything in guidance. Money said, be it, let it be at this place that your party will happen. And now money is changing the plan. And so I sat in so much resentment. And here I was sitting in resentment, and that's a frequency of separation. And yet I knew that money, who is money? That's a frequency in me only. Money is not giving me answers right now, and that's okay. What am I creating in the meanwhile as money doesn't give me answers? More questions I'm creating, more agitation I'm creating, more irritation I'm creating. And yet, money said, don't bother to do the positivity process anymore. Simply look at it. Just keep observing. Observe your irritation. Don't even wish to change that. Can you do that? Can you simply not just allow your irritation, but also to make it part of you, integral part of you, something that you don't even wish to release? Can you do that? And so this is 2.0. Can you experience your own divinity, your own oneness through every frequency? Whether that frequency is going to be that of fear or it is going to be that of anger. Can you unconditionally love your own frequencies? All of them. We will, we will move between both of these stages on a daily basis. That's what the journey is. Can I just simply go and sit in oneness for the rest of my life? No, I have a body. The body is where I experience the duality. The heart is where I experience the singularity, the oneness. I am going to wake up every day feeling different. My awareness might bring me back to oneness again and again, but everything is just an experience. Sometimes duality will create those experiences. Can I love the part of me that is dual? Because when I am the creator, the manifester, the destroyer, who am I not? I am that dual as well as I am that oneness. So in this place, now getting to explore our divinity, our own divinity, more and more through every experience. Does it happen immediately? For me, I just started this, being able to just see my fear as being divine. And so even as I'm looking at the fear being divine, the mind is kind of now trained to being able to look at the fear and saying, okay, should I change it? And then this new level comes in and says, no, I'm simply going to observe it. Earlier, I might have tried to shift it, and then the fear also came. If I keep sitting in fear, it'll keep creating more. But when time doesn't exist for you anymore, you are simply in the energy space, that link of time that your current moment is creating, your next moment breaks. When you look back now at all of the promises that you made, every promise, and this is important because the story holds that promise from money, that money broke, right? Money created a promise. As he created that promise, what happened with me? I had an expectation. I had an expectation that money is choosing this place, and so everything is going to be as I wish it to be. I wish for this, I wish for that. It's going to happen this way. Money's job is not to create external outcomes for me. Money's job is to keep pointing to me where all work remains for me. And so, where did work remain for me this time, today, yesterday? The work came on doership. Because as I sat and I felt so angry that money is breaking the plan, money is breaking the promise that he gave to me, what am I feeling? I'm feeling extremely responsible for all of those people who are coming to my party. As I'm feeling responsible, as I'm feeling the doership, as I'm feeling the responsibility, am I sitting in oneness or am I sitting in separation? I'm sitting in separation. And so for the last 2 days, I enjoyed those separation. Not last 2 days, I think it's been carrying on for a week. And I kept through that separation, I kept bringing myself to masti. I kept bringing myself to equanimity. It's that easy. It's just a frequency. As soon as I would look at it, I didn't even want to release it anymore. But looking at it and this one sentence, oh, this too is divine. The minute the word divine comes into play, what happens? It changes the impression of why I need to release what I need to release. Because my mind comprehends divinity as something being so desirable. So, as soon as I think that my fear is divine, my fear is now desirable. As soon as I think something is desirable, the fear of fear is lost. And so, what happens in place? So, paradoxically, in that moment, it's all like a jalebi in the head, right? So paradoxically, masti gets created, equanimity gets created in the moment that you don't even wish to change anything. Masti was getting created even otherwise as I was shifting to masti. I was constantly bringing the needle back to masti. And now, this next level of observance, of being an observer, to just be an observer and do nothing. When I do nothing and I'm able to be a true observer, what is happening? Oh dear God, masti is increasing. But as I came into the doership for the last 1 week, I was experiencing a little bit of anxiety to begin with. And then I would sign off saying, okay, money is doing this. Okay, let me sign off. But yesterday, when money simply changed the whole plan and said, maybe we won't even go to that venue. Maybe we'll go to someplace else. And that is where full doership took place. It's like, I followed your instructions to the T. I followed this, I followed that. Now, how can you change guidance? The I was there pretty strongly. So the I became the doer, but the doer became responsible for the 80 people who are coming. And then today, what happened? I knew I didn't get the answers. The whole of last night, I was shown several dreams, and I was sitting in those dreams, and I was very much aware of what all is being shown to me. But the answer to this didn't come. But I knew that I come to this desk every Saturday, and this place, when I come and sit over here, I have zero preparation. Why? Because I can't prepare money, wishes to speak to you through me on every Saturday. So I know that no matter what, when I come and sit over here, money will give me the answers. I know that. And so beautifully, I came here, sat in the morning, and the answer came. And the answer was, you're simply sitting in the frequency of duality. And from there, all of these questions were being created. And you, in those questions, you need to experience some fear, some anxiety. And so, what will happen? How will that place come to be? What plans will be there? Why aren't the plans getting made? All of those questions arose because I wished to experience anxieties and fear, the experiences of duality. But as I came and sat on this seat, where is money? Who is money? Money is right here only. Money is the frequency. I have I have this knowledge, this limited knowledge with the body, that when the body puts its ass on this seat, then money speaks. So who is money that is speaking? It's a frequency within me that is giving the answers. And because I sit on this seat, I am money. I sit in that oneness with the money frequency. So now, when you look back at any of the promises that you've ever made, that anybody has ever made to you, it's not about them. It's not about the person at all. It's simply about the frequency where you were sitting at. The promises were made to give you an experience of the frequency. Today, you can look at those frequencies and let them go. You can let them go. If the promise is made in masti, well, tomorrow it might break. It'll only just bring more masti. The masti is within, and it doesn't depend what the outside looks like. And you understand this only when you sit in the frequencies of answers. I today came in the morning, sat in the frequency of money. Ta-da! The answers are here. In a few days ago, I was sitting in separations, I was sitting in anxieties, I was sitting in responsibility doership. That doership too is simply an experience. I experience that, and then I work on it and bring myself to surrender. Is surrender better than that? Is surrender so much better than, than having control? When you are unaware, then yes, because your control is towards wanting outside controls. But when you are aware, the control doesn't mean anything, because it's all about you only. What about you can you control? Your emotion. And that's all the control is. The control is not of your emotion, but simply an observation of it. As you observe, it automatically gets controlled. It automatically releases the fear of it, and the work happens. In the in the past 1 month, as the list was going from 20 to 80, I asked money, I said, this is hardly an occasion. What will the people do the next time? Now, next year is going to be my 55th. Then what will we do again? Like, you will keep inviting people to these birthday parties of mine. And then sometimes some other occasion will come up, some travel will come up. Again, some 50 people will get in. When will the work happen? When will anybody do any work? And Mani laughed and said, yeah, this is when you sit in duality. The work looks like that which you do outside. When you sit in duality, the 9 to 5 that you do is what you think your work is. That's time pass. What is the real work that you do at all times? The real work, the only work that you have to do at all times, is to bring yourself to masti. No matter what's happening outside, the actual job is to bring yourself to masti. So, what is going to happen at all of these events, even if they happen 5 times in a year? Whoever comes, what are they going to experience? That real work is going to happen. They will come to masti. They will take that frequency back with them, this frequency of equanimity. If this, so what? If not, so what? So much freedom, so much limitlessness in that frequency. It's your frequency, and they will receive it from you. As they go back in that frequency, what is going to get created more and more in their lives with so much ease? It's going to be this grace, this equanimity, this masti that will get created more and more, because this attending the parties, it sounds so funny, right? That attending the parties of masti is where the real fun is. All of the other stuff is time pass. Yes, because through all of the other stuff, we create promises for ourselves, we create promises for others, delivery of a project by this date, delivery of, a child by that date, whatever it is, the promises, the expectations, the attachments we create to all that we are doing. Where is that delivery going to happen from, and what is it going to bring to you? Simply that which you hold more and more within you. So the answer being, let's hold some masti. The masti will come automatically as you sit in oneness with my frequencies. And that happens so much with ease and grace as you participate in a celebration. It doesn't matter your physical presence, if it can't move here for a physical, for a physical connect with me, you are already tuning into my frequencies of masti. You're already tuning into my equanimity, and I'm constantly working on them. So when you tuned in yesterday, it was a different frequency. And when you tune in today, it's a different frequency of that masti that is being offered to you. Because through all of these moments of separation, all of these moments of separation, I keep coming back to more answers, more joy, more masti. Each of these moments of chaos leads to so much more joy and order. And so I welcome the chaos as being divine too. So the chaos being divine, the order being divine, what do I have to be in the middle of all of that? I have to be the observer. That's where the game is. The observer at all times. Any questions from anybody? Okay. only a comment to me that says so beautiful. Yes, it is indeed so beautiful to see everything that we do, every karma, everything that we pay attention to outside. I must give, I must be, doing some charity. With what thought are you even doing a rupee of charity? People ask me at all times, it's so funny because there was a time, unaware, there was a time when all of my salary, no matter what salary I made, it would be used up for my work. And then everything that was remaining, I had a promise to myself that if any NGO ever calls me, I will give them 10,000 bucks. If any NGO ever calls me. So NGOs, got a wind of that and they would keep calling me. And I very happily would keep giving more and more money to them. I never saved anything. I was an investment banker making crores, but I never felt the need because abundance was already my frequency. So that came to me with my unawareness, because that was a part that I would have probably worked in some form, in some life. So I already came from the frequency of fearless. I already came from the frequency of abundance. Did I play in lack? Of course I did. When you're unaware and you're playing in any kind of frequency, something can create lack in you. And you don't understand also that that is lack, that you should shift it. But what would happen to me? Because the core was largely abundance. So it would keep, even as I played in other frequencies, the frequencies would keep, congregating at abundance and fearlessness. So that happened, and those were the days. I was moving through life paying money or giving money to every NGO that called. And underneath all of that was this big, feeling of, oh gosh, I need to help them. I need to help these people who don't have enough. They don't have enough. They don't own anything. They are the helpless ones. I need to help them. As I sat more and more in that frequency, I made a promise. The promise got stronger that no, I must help everybody. I must do this. And the more that promise became stronger, the more those helpless people kept congregating at my door. I was completely unaware that it was my helplessness, that feeling of my helplessness, that was calling those people to my door. Once I became aware, I was able to see the creator in myself. Not just that, I was able to see the creator in them. And so that promise that I made to myself in that frequency of helplessness, when I no longer stayed helpless, that promise broke on its own. But it didn't create any angst in me. Do I give to anybody? If you call it giving, yes, I do give. Because whenever the guidance comes saying, give this, give that, I give. So have I given whatever was in my bank account? Not just that. I have given away everything that I have ever collected, whether it be the house that we created, gave it away, so to speak. The jewelry, everything that you see, this is beautifully gifted by someone, and all of that. But everything that was of any value, given away. Bank account, all empty, given away. And yet, it's not from that frequency of helplessness. So when people come today, I simply sit in guidance and I ask, what should I do? And guidance tells me, give or don't give. And I just simply follow the guidance. I no longer give because I'm not giving, I'm simply following guidance. And therein the difference. So outside people think, oh, she's given away everything. It's not like I had 100 crores out of which I gave 10. I actually had about 11 crores out of which I gave away 12. But even then, this is not from that helpless frequency. And so when I sit in masti, when I sit in equanimity, who to give to? I am Shiva and that other person is Shiva too. This is one hand given to the other hand. Do I really make such a big deal about it when I put, the glasses in one hand and now these glasses are being given to the other hand? No, I don't make a big deal about it. I simply do this 28 times in a day. And so I simply follow the guidance. I change from one hand that belongs to me, and I give something to the other hand that also belongs to me. And that is the frequency of oneness in which, because I'm sitting in guidance and following the guidance, so that's the frequency that I now, let out some stuff. I let out some stuff. And what happens, because I'm sitting in that oneness, I'm sitting in that frequency of masti, what happens more and more? I receive more masti. I receive more means to enjoy myself. And some of them don't even need money. If money is the one main thing that you think one can give, no. Masti is what I'm giving underneath all of that. What was I giving earlier? I might have given a lot more money at that point in time, but in those days, I was giving out my frequency of helplessness. All of the NGOs, if you look at them, what energy do they operate from? The energy behind those is that of injustice, of things not being right, people not having enough, not recognizing the energy that you are in. You cannot see the Shiva that's outside. You are Shiva and the other is Shiva too. And this simply an experience. If they are sitting in poverty, are they Shiva or are they poor? If you think they are poor, you haven't recognized them. You haven't recognized the Shiva that has created that experience simply to be in that experience for that moment. This is neither the beginning nor the end. And so we were talking about promises. So that promise that I had made to myself, I will help every NGO that calls me, that promise simply got broken. And now when somebody calls me, I ask him guidance. So many different times, if the energy over there is of helplessness, I actually say no to those people, saying, no, I won't give. Why am I saying no? If I was to give, they might, they might come into abundance. Yes, but that Shiva is not choosing to come into abundance. And I am only the Shiva for myself. I cannot change anything. So if you've promised somebody outside from this place of wanting to change something outside, well, here's the most beautiful part when you understand energy. There is nothing that you need to change outside. There is nothing outside that needs changing. You are complete, and the outside is fully complete and perfect the way it is. Everybody has come to earth for experiences, and those experiences are being received by them. When they wish to shift their experiences, they will find the means just as you found the means. You came here, your experiences are going to shift. Till then, were you lost? No, you were simply creating, experiencing more of duality. Duality is what you came for. Now that your duality experiences are complete, you come to awareness. But you come to awareness, can you go back and experience duality? Of course, anytime. And we will do that. That's how the life circle moves. We keep experiencing emotions. Now you have two different options. What do you wish to do? Both options are only options in awareness. One is the option to change your frequency, to release something, but even before you release, to accept that. And the other is to accept it to such an extent that your need to release itself vanishes. Is one better than the other? No. Your moment will tell you what you wish to do, and everything is the right answer because there is nothing that is the wrong answer. Okay, everybody, I'm at the end of my Gyanbazi. Does anybody have any questions to ask from me? Okay, I'm going to repeat once again this line that is coming, which is to say, your promises got created from certain frequencies that you were sitting in. It's an opportunity for you to go back today, take a look at those promises. Whether you follow through on those promises or you don't, whether you sit with them or you don't, process the emotions underneath. When somebody broke a promise to you, what did you feel? When you broke a promise to someone, what did you feel? Look at all of those energies and process those emotions in either of those two manners that we said, but at least look at what frequencies you created those promises in. And as you look at them, the next time, if a call comes to you, if guidance says to you, break this promise, you will be able to do so without feeling all of that anxiety or shame or worry or fear. You will simply be able to say to yourself, I am not there. Because who's breaking the promise? Who's receiving the promise? Who's creating the promise? Who's destroying the promise? One hand, another hand, all of it is you only. As you sit in the energy space, you will be able to see there is no other, only all of these emotions. Those frequencies created the promise. And now that you are energy, you are every frequency that there is to be. So you can create in this frequency, you can destroy in that frequency. You are that. Okay, no questions anymore. Still, people have either not understood anything or understood everything. And either ways, I am in my masti. So enjoy. Okay. Take a deep breath in and relax. All right, then. A deep breath in and this one thought. Meenal, 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 Meenal. Just this thought of this one word. Meenal, 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 Meenal. No other word, only just this word. Meenal, Meenal, Meenal. And the sentence expands. I am Meenal. I am Meenal. I am Meenal. I am Meenal. Meenal, Meenal, Meenal. I am Meenal. What is Meenal? This frequency of abundance, this frequency of equanimity, this play of oneness that you experience as you sit in the frequency of Meenal. I am Meenal. Meenal, Meenal, Meenal. A little bit more expansion. I am Meenal only. I am Meenal only. I am only Meenal. Only I am Meenal. I am Meenal only. Only I am Meenal. I am only Meenal. I am only Meenal. I am only Meenal. Only I am Meenal. Only I am Meenal. I am Meenal only. only I am Meenal. I am only Meenal. All of these words getting jumbled up in your head, words hold no meaning. As you begin to sit more and more in this awareness that you are this frequency of Meenal. As you take energy from Meenal, Meenal doesn't exist outside of you. No, she is simply a part of your energy now. There is no body. This is you, and you are in this frequency of abundance. It is you. This universe is all about you, and you are this frequency of abundance. I am Meenal, 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 Meenal. I am Meenal. I am Meenal only. Only I am Meenal. I am only Meenal. I am only Meenal. I am only Meenal. Hare, I am only Meenal. There is nobody outside. I am only Meenal. I am Meenal only. Hare, listen to me. Listen to your own heart. I am Meenal only. I am only Meenal. Sitting in this frequency of Masti, being the frequency of Masti. Every action that you take or you don't take, it will be from this frequency of Masti. You are Meenal. Meenal, 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 Meenal. I am Meenal. And Meenal receives all of the answers. Every answer is available to Meenal. All the answers come with so much ease, so much grace, so much joy, so much laughter, so much happiness. Every answer is available. Everything about the answer brings so much joy. Money gives the answers to Meenal, at all times leading one step to the next. The father frequency leading one step to the next. But who is money? Where is money? Money, 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 money. I am 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 money. Money, money, I am money. I am money only. I am money only. Only I am money. Only I am money. I am only money. I am only money. I am money only. I am money. Money, money, money. Money, money. Money I am. I am money. Only I am money. Money I am only. I am money, money, money. This father frequency outside, but I am that. I am that father frequency inside. I am money. The answers are received by me, from me, at all times. I am in that frequency. I am money. The frequencies play sometimes in some energy, sometimes in another frequency. Every frequency is mine only. And so I am money. Money, money, money. I accept and allow all my frequencies. They will all give me answers. They take me to answers because answer frequency is money. answer frequencies come from money. I am 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 only money. I only am money. This meditation, as crazy as it can be, as you explore everything, every frequency, sitting in awareness and creating so much joy, ananda for yourself. Nothing makes sense, not even this meditation. It's purely here to create joy for you. And this joy frequency, the masti. I am money. I am Meenal. I am Meenal only. I am money only. I am this. I am that. I am everything there is. I am all there is. I am the creator. I am the destroyer. I am Shiv. Shiv, 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 Shiv. I am Shiv. I am Shiv only. Only I am Shiv. Of my universe, of its creation and destruction, I am that who does the creation. I am that who does the destruction. That energy I am. I am Shiv. I am Shiv only. I only am Shiv. I am Shiv. I am Shiv. Shiv, I am. I am Shiv. Only I am Shiv. I am Shiv only. I only am Shiv. I am Shiv only. That God, that frequency that creates everything, that frequency sitting within me, that God frequency. Who is that? God. God, God, God. God, God. Who is that God? God, I am. I am God. I only am God. What is God? God, that frequency of unconditional love. That frequency of unconditional love that I can give to myself when I'm able to release all the judgments. That God that doesn't judge, that God that only gives love. Who is that love being given to? No one else exists, to you only, to myself only. And so, who am I God to? I am God to me only. I am God only. Only I am God. I only am God. I am God. I am God only. Sitting in this awareness of being that energy. On days, you will wake up and you will be the body. But that body is you only. In that moment, that body is you. And no longer rejecting those duality experiences, because those experiences are here for a purpose. They are here to create more awareness in you. As you go through duality experiences, as you wish to change them, what do? You turn your eyes within. You become more aware. And so all of those duality experiences are here to create you, the creator, you, the destroyer, you, the energy. Those duality experiences are helping you come to your journey of fearlessness. They are helping you become more limitless. Those duality experiences are showing you where the limits are, so that now, in awareness, you can simply release those limits. And so you are that, the one that experiences duality. And then as you allow, you accept, you welcome that divinity, every experience of yours simply becomes the experience. Every part of you is simply creating that experience as you become the experience itself. You are no longer the doer. You are simply the energy. You are the experience. Accept, allow, love every experience. You are that. I am that. I am that. I am Meenal. I am Mani. I am Shiv. I am God. Hare, I am all of that and more. Om Mani. Okay, everyone, enjoy. Lots and lots of love to all of you, and see you maybe next Saturday. Depends if the promise is broken or the promise is kept. Masti, masti, masti. Masti there
Bye.
is. Bye all.